Hi class, and welcome to week 3. Can you believe it is already week 3? Wow, time is really flying, and I would like to say that you are still continuing to do a really nice job with the work that you're submitting, and that the quality of the papers and the blog postings are going really well. And I am definitely excited to see how much further we can grow this semester. With that said, here are some of the highlights for week 3. For week 3, we are going to be doing the chapter on ancient China. And most of the readings and the supplemental material I provided is about the first emperor of China, Shuangdi. And he is the one who buried himself in the chamber with this terracotta army. And you might have seen it. It was when the Olympics happened in 2008. There was a lot of publicity about the terracotta army and going out to see where this was unearthed. A man was plowing in his fields in China in the late or mid 1970s, and he unearthed one of these terracotta soldiers, and it was kind of startling. And then when he discovered the expanse of how much earth this little army covered, it was just quite staggering. And the terracotta soldiers have been on travel loan throughout the United States, and I think it was about 2 years ago, they were here in the Northeast. They were in Washington, D.C., and if you didn't get a chance to go down and see them at the National Geographic Museum, please pay attention to look for them when they come around again, because it's really fascinating what these terracotta soldiers can tell you about the first emperor and the way he ruled China. With that said, that leads us into our first voice thread that is going to be graded. So please make sure you have a username, you have a password, and that you are able to log in and access VoiceThread. Because your first voice thread is going to be about the terracotta soldiers, and you'll do a little bit of a reading before that on the first emperor. Your short paper that you do this week is also on the first emperor, but you're going to be looking at images, some still shots of the actual soldiers, some Chinese painting about the first emperor and how he ruled. And from these images, there's a little bit of reading involved, glimpses into what these pictures and things mean. But you're going to try to discern what kind of a ruler Shuangdi actually was. And your short paper is limited to, remember, just 1 page typed. So you have to pick your words carefully. You have to learn to be concise, but also very powerful and very just concise and precise. You have to make sure you are packing the most into that paper as you can in 1 full page. As usual with the regular chapter reading here, you have a quiz, so please make sure you use the study guide. This week I posted a separate paper in the review material that tells you what page numbers the quiz is going to reference. And the study guide, you'll have to print out both pages, the study guide page and then the study guide page with reference numbers. There are the 3 things that are due this week. You have 1 short paper on the images related to Shuangdi, you have the voice thread, and then you have the quiz. This should be very manageable material for you to get accomplished by Sunday. And as usual, please let me know if you have any issues. You need to text me or email. Feel free to do so. Also, we have our WIMBA session this week on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, and that is going to be our normal day of meeting. Is going to be Tuesdays. I understand, of course, if you have a class or a work conflict, I'd just like to know ahead of time. And the material for the WIMBA class is to listen to a podcast about the first emperor of China and the terracotta soldiers. So you should get a nice little insight into what we are going to be studying this week. So please listen to the podcast before tomorrow night and meet me in the WIMBA room by 7. All right, thanks and have a great week. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.